Welcome to the lecture on certification tips. Here we are going to cover only the tips that is related to certification. We are not going to cover all the things that we have seen previously, but I'll scope it down to the key things that you have to remember when you're attending a certification. This is also helpful when you're writing for a written test. It will be a tricky question that may be asked in the written test. So let's jump into and understand all those certification tips. The first is the PHP tag. The PHP tags are basically four types. Opening tag and the closing tag is two that we have seen and two we haven't seen. That's basically the less than question mark and question mark greater than, and then you have a script tag. We will be only using these two, will not be using the other two. The reason behind is PHP 7 doesn't support these two tags. So only the top two that has been highlighted is supported from PHP 7 onwards. In PHP 5.5 you were having 4 tags. In PHP 7 they minimized to 2 tags. So remember this, if they are referring in PHP 7 and they are referring to these 2 tags, then there is a chance that they are tricking you to say whether these are supported in PHP 7 or not. Okay. Next is the semicolon. The terminate statement with a semicolon, don't forget that. Sometimes they remove it. That's reason because if it's a last line then they might remove it, but for every statement you need to have a semicolon. And also remember, the last statement line does not require a semicolon. This code will compile perfectly even though the semicolon is not there, so don't get confused when you see this kind of code wherein the last line doesn't have semicolon. It's okay to be leaving out the semicolon here. Then the semicolons, there are different combinations available. I want you to have a look at it. The first one you have semicolon, the second one doesn't have a semicolon, the last one doesn't have the question mark greater than symbol. The reason behind is the last statement line does not require a semicolon and nor the greater than question mark greater than closing tag. You don't need that closing tag. If it's a plain PHP code, means there are no other source code available on that page, means you can only leave out the question mark and greater than symbol. Okay. Then the comments, there are 3 types of comments: single line, multi-line and hash based comments. Make sure you understand this syntax very well so that next time when you see a PHP code and someone asks you to guess the output, you can able to check all these things before you actually tell the answer. Okay, so that's all for this lecture. I'll see you in the next one.